time to do what makes your soul happy. And this is a quote I came by most recently in this series that I'm talking about, toxic work environment, and most recent video I'm referring to a mindfulness-based stress reduction training that is being offered free online. And I believe in definitely doing things that make your soul happy. Welcome, I'm Danny, and this is Natural Ally D. On this channel, I talk about things related to enhancing our overall quality of life and well-being. So, in my last video, I'm referring to part 3 on how to cope with toxic workplace, a toxic workplace, or strategy to deal with working in a toxic workplace. And I mentioned I extend myself beyond what I do to remember why I'm there, and I offer a service to the people that I serve, right? And so one of the things that I also like to do is to do things for myself. If you haven't seen my first video where I talk about the crafting thing I like to do in order to relax and unwind. I mean, you may have something that you like to do. You might like to bake, or you might like to sew, or tinker, or whatever, build stuff. Whatever is your thing to do what makes your soul happy. And that just relieves stress, and you're focusing on one particular thing that gets your mind centered, and you're present, and you're just focusing on that particular thing. And for me, that's another form of what I'm referring to in the training that I mentioned, mindfulness, right? Mindfulness-based stress reduction, where you're in a zone where you're focusing on your attention for that particular thing. So whatever that thing is for you, do it that makes your soul happy. And so one of the things I also want to share with you today is another thing I like to do in coping with stress. So another strategy is that I like to create. You already know I like to create, as I mentioned in the first video, but I also like to be creative in different realms. It could be creating different recipes. I like to make soap, for example. I like to create journals, for example, if that's something you're interested in. I'll leave a link in the description to do that. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you today is a journal that I created, and it's just a basic journal with the letter on it. So I've created monogram journals for myself and to give as gifts as well. Maybe you like to write, for example, or write books. Whatever it is your thing, do what makes you happy. So my writing, it could be in my journal. It could be writing about my day. It could be writing about ideas. It could be writing anything that is on my mind to share or to put down as a way of intentionally being mindful, being present in the moment, and just focusing on that. That gives me joy. But I so enjoy even creating something like this. So if you're into creating, something of this nature, it's a plain journal with lines in it, and on each page it say, today I am, right? So whatever today is for you, you can write in it. This is one that I created for me. Maybe you want to create one for you, and I'll leave a link in the description on how I got started creating journals. Secondly, I mentioned about writing, and so one of the things that I started doing is actually writing a short story for kids, or girls in particular. I have more experience with that, but I wanted a book came to me, and I wrote it, and I said, I wonder if I could do this, and I did. So I wrote this book called This Little Girl And I was just I won't say overwhelmed, but I was just amazed at the fact that, okay, I can do that. And basically the premise is this little girl, yes, me, can do this, and that was the idea. But going back to whatever your thing is to do in order to reduce stress, in order to reduce toxicity in your life, be it at your workplace where you serve or any place else, do that thing that makes your soul happy. And again, I'm sharing with you today, most recently I did a video about mindfulness-based stress reduction training that's coming up in September. I left a link for Ali Turfy, who is a school psychologist and a mindfulness-based practitioner, and I'll leave his information in this video as well if you're interested in. And it starts September 2022, but if you're watching this sometime later, no worries, he does have drop-in sessions. So if that's something you're interested in or learning more about, feel free to reach out to him via email, and he'll send information back to you on how to register and more information in depth about the trainings. And again, he does have drop-in trainings as well. So I just want to do a quick video to share some other ideas about coping in a toxic work environment, and letting yourself be free to be you, and what you can offer and do to things to help yourself and may be a benefit to someone else. You never know. So if there's some things that you do to relieve stress or alleviate toxicity, or activities or ideas that you have or have links to for your craft or whatever it is you do, feel free to leave it in the comments for the other people to see that, things that you do or things that you share or things that you offer or trainings or what have you. So I hope this information was helpful, and as always, it's a pleasure to serve you, and I thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye now. God bless you. I love you.